All right, welcome back. We're here, bro. We're here, week two. Or no, week
Man,
one, episode
week one.
two,
Yeah.
episode two, week one. But yeah, man. We're here. Go to an NFL
Crazy
show.
week. Crazy.
Crazy week, crazy week to say the least. Yeah, we just finished watching the Monday Night Football game. Jets got the W, obviously, but the big story coming out of this game is going to be Aaron
The
Rodgers and
Rodgers news. Yeah.
the potential injury that he suffered. At first, they were saying it was a ankle, and now it's being reported that they fear it's an Achilles injury. And so, if that is the case, this not only ends the season but potentially his career because he is 38, and
Yeah.
Achilles injuries, they're
39,
probably the
isn't it?
worst. What's up?
Isn't he 39 going on the 40?
Yes,
This.
sir. Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the age to suffer it makes it even worse. So there's a I'm not gonna say like I don't want to be too negative, but I'm saying there is a possibility like this could have been like the last we've seen of Aaron Rodgers
I don't think it's going to be his. I mean, it might. I mean, for sure, last game of
because
this year. But
he's got a 2 year deal with the Jets, and a lot of times Achilles are like 18-month injuries. That would knock him out of this season, obviously, and then potentially next season as well. So that's why I'm a little bit worried about it when it comes to that. I'm hoping it's just like a strain or something like that. But
yeah,
yeah, initially it didn't look good because when he was just sitting there, I'm like, oh no. When he just
no,
wouldn't get
it
up.
looked like he fell awkward, and then just the way he got tackled, it just looked. I just thought it was bad. And then he got up, like, oh, he's fine, and then he went laid down. Okay, he's hurt. It's not great. Man,
Yeah,
you gotta feel for Jets fans. Man. They finally get their franchise guy. He legit doesn't even complete a pass. He's 0 for 1 and he's done. Like that's terrible.
it's tough. It's tough, 100%. And like I even texted you during the game, like they're cursed, man. Like
Yeah,
they're
that's
cursed. I don't
you
think
t
I've
it,
seen like if this is really like an Achilles injury, this is probably like what the shortest debut ever. Like
yeah,
before somebody got hurt. Like
yeah,
I don't think
it's
it's ever happened
crazy.
like this before. So yeah, it's very unfortunate for the Jets right now. My brother's a Jets fan, so he's a little heartbroken. He's a little bittersweet right now. It's happy they won, but
I think
not
they're gonna
not.
yeah. After this high of winning the bill, I think Cowboys are gonna give them a reality check next week. Especially if Zach Wilson starting.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Zach Wilson did not look good. We'll get into all that. We'll get into all
Yeah,
that. But
okay. Well, let's jump
yeah,
into the
let's
game
let's just
since we're
start.
on it.
Yeah, let's just jump into the game. Yeah, it was to me it was boring for most of it. It really picked up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Um,
that's. I felt like
yeah,
the Bills had the game in control. All they had to do was run the ball, like not make any mistakes. And then Josh Allen made those mistakes that he's prone to do. Um, that's when for me that's when I think the game flipped, and then the Jets just had their momentum. And then going into overtime, like you would think. Yeah, the quarterback is getting the ball first. You would think he'd just
exactly.
go down and score, but that Jets defense is legit, man. They got playmakers all over that D line. They got Quinn Williams, one of the best D linemen. You got Sauce is getting kind of cooked today, but he got him. Jordan Whitehead with the 3 picks. Their secondary. They got playmakers in every like department of their defense. So it sucks though, man. Like knowing that they're not gonna have Rodgers and this defense. Hopefully, it doesn't get away, but we'll see. Man. We'll see.
Yeah, like the reason why I picked the Jets going into this game is just like I said, like this. I didn't expect Allen to be this bad as he was tonight, but this defense
Yeah,
did give him a lot of problems last year, probably more than
yeah.
anybody has in the last couple
And
of
they
years.
just got better.
Josh Allen.
So
Yeah, they only got better. You know what I mean? A lot of players that they drafted last year weren't even playing. So now, like guys like Will McDonald, guys like Jermaine Johnson, they
yeah,
what I mean
Florida.
they're in
Yeah,
it now. So yeah, like they're fast, they're young, like they're athletic, they're physical, like they're everything you can want in a
they're all
defense.
cheap. Like they're not really
Yeah,
paying
and
anyone.
they're
I mean,
mostly
Quinn
all on rookie
Williams and
deals.
C.J. Mosley, I think, but even then, they're not
Yeah,
making crazy money
e-
right now. So
exactly. These guys aren't going anywhere defensively for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, like we said, pretty boring the first half. Picked up in the fourth quarter. Garrett Wilson with a catch of the year candidate. Like I don't
No,
know.
that was nuts.
Like
That was
I
nuts.
know it's only week one, but I have a hard time
No,
seeing that catch get topped this
that
year.
was pretty
So
crazy,
we had
man.
that. And then yeah, and then Josh Allen, give
Josh
him credit.
Allen,
You know,
man,
he had a bad
I,
game.
f- yeah, I felt like I felt like he was playing a good game. Yeah, he had that one pick, and I was like, he's playing a good game though. Like, it's a good defense. He's taking what he can get. And then he just started forcing stuff, trying to do too much. Then he fumbled. I think he got in his own head, and I,
I think so too.
think I just think like their offensive coordinator, I don't know what it is. They're like emotionally like immature. Like when they make mistakes, I feel like it just unravels and then just bad things happen. I mean, he let him down to tie the game. So like he's resilient. I'll give him that. And, he's one
Yeah,
of the best in the league. But he has to clean up on the turnovers. It
one
cost him
hundred
too many
percent.
games last year. It cost him too many games the year before. He just goes on these really bad stinkers, and sometimes they win, like in spite of them, just because they have a good team. But yeah,
Exactly,
tonight was not a good night to have all those turnovers. It was a very easy W if they don't turn over the ball and give all the turnovers
exactly.
to the Jets. You hate to see that for the
Yeah, you
Jets
do.
and Rodgers. Sucks, man. It sucks.
Yeah, and yeah, not only that with the turnovers with Josh Allen, I think the not getting down, how reckless he is when running the
Bro,
ball. He's setting himself up for a
like
really bad
Cam,
injury.
like
He has not been. Yeah, exactly. Cam's
Cam,
career, I believe,
he
got
got hurt one
shortened.
day and was never the
Yeah,
same. And it
Cam's
sucks
career
because
got
Cam
shortened due
was
to the amount of big hits he took. Josh Allen's a very similar player to what
playing.
Cam Newton
Yeah,
was. Like both very physical runners and little mistake prone. You know what I mean?
reckless. Yeah,
So yeah, um but yeah, I think I saw said something like he has 84 turnovers since 2018, which is the most in the
it was
league.
like 80 going into the night, and then he had four
Yeah, he
more
had four
tonight, which is
turnovers. Yeah,
fucking nuts, dude.
so
He
yeah,
leads the
it's
league.
pretty
He led the
insane.
league with like touchdowns, rushing, and passing first 5 years, but also led the league in
Yeah,
turnovers. And it's
he's
crazy when you think about it, because the first few years he wasn't on shit like passing the
yeah at all.
ball.
Yeah, basically third year is when he really took that
Yeah,
jump, but the turnovers have never stopped. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's still been
They
that
did that
guy.
1 year, with
The first year, the year
yeah,
they got to the AFC title game.
yeah, and then they got
Yeah,
smoked out. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he just got to clean it up. I think the Bills are going to be just fine. They're going to be one of the best teams. I think the Jets just have their number, but honestly, I think they do.
Yeah. They
Um,
just match
it,
up like the Browns match up well with the Bengals, which will
for
we should
whatever reason, yeah, right.
yeah, yeah. You want to
um,
jump into that since we're on it?
yeah, man, Browns
Okay.
Bengals. What do you think? You're the
Okay.
resident Bengals guy here.
So I was locked into this game. This one in the Saints game. I was locked in. As soon as I watched the game, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a defensive. Like the rain was, it was raining, it was bad weather, and the Browns. I think I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I think Nick Chubb's the best running back in the league right now. He's consistently,
He's so
always.
consistent. He is. He is
He's
so
like
consistent.
he rarely gets hurt. I just felt like it was gonna be a tough game, and then I didn't know it was gonna rain, but prior to the game, and then once it was rain, I was gonna be one of those games. And I just think the Browns they just have a better game, better line, and they dominated the trenches, and they wore out the Bengals because it was a close game. It was like a 3-10 game or something, and then the Browns just won out, and then they won a little scoring. Burrow
Yeah, the Browns
was
pretty much only had to put together a couple of decent drives in order to win this game.
it was
Joe
a
Burrow,
he
yeah,
was struggling. The line was not protecting him. He couldn't grip the ball well because of the weather, which is not an excuse, but no line. A
the
lot.
weather 100% played a factor into this
It
game.
affected
I know people don't.
for sure Watson too, because Watson
You
had a
could
lot
see
of
it.
looks that he usually is hitting, and he just missed them because of the weather. The ball is not
Yeah,
coming out. But I'm not too concerned, but it is kind of concerning that even they had the whole off season to prepare for like the Browns D line. Still, man, they were dominating. Miles Garrett was dominating. Um,
yeah,
Zadarius Smith, he's a problem. The Browns got playmakers in the secondary. Man. They were locked. They were in these receivers' laps, bro, running the routes with them. The Browns are just they have a chance to be like probably one of the top five in the league this year, defense wise.
oh, defensive wise, yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah,
agree with you. Like a lot of athletes on that defense, and yeah,
all
first game
young,
in Joe Burrow's career with under 100 passing yards.
which is
So
crazy.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty crazy
it was
because
just one of those games. Like from the beginning, you could tell there wasn't going to be a shootout, and the offense wasn't going to score. But that's just unacceptable, man. You gotta score more than 3 points. You gotta complete more than 45% of your passes. It's just not a great start of the season. And next week we got another division rival. You're not home though, which hopefully that's why they're better conditions. But still, they can't keep coming out sloppy week one. Like it's not good.
I agree. This has been the story of the Bengals for the last couple of years. They kind of start off slow, but then they mid-season comes, they
Yeah,
pick it up, and I expect no different this year. I think the Bengals are going to
yeah,
be right in the thick of it at the end of the season, obviously. Um, so let's you know what? Let's go all the way back to Thursday night.
yeah.
Let's do that.
We'll talk about that.
We got to talk about that game. That's a little bit long overdue at this point, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean the Lions, they won it, man, and uh a little surprising to me, but they didn't do anything crazy. This wasn't like an offensive shootout that a lot of people
yeah.
predicted. Um, the story of this game coming out was the
Was the
receivers
Chiefs
for the
receivers?
Chiefs. They had no Travis Kelsey.
Kadarius Tony
Yeah,
was terrible. I saw a
yeah,
stat on I think on Monday Night Football saying like 10% of Mahomes' passes were dropped, which is nuts to think about.
yeah.
And it's even
It felt
crazier
like it
when you
too.
think, yeah, when you think of like the Lions beating them, they scored a touchdown off one of those routes. It was a pick six. Like Tony popped up
Mhm.
the ball and like the rookie Brian, what's his last name from Alabama,
Oh, Brian
safety.
Brown. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian Brown.
Brian Branch. He took it to the house, and you know, you don't want to say that play lost in the game because not one play wins you or loses the game. But that was definitely a momentum changer. You
Oh,
know,
that was a huge play because I
yeah,
think to that point, even though the Chiefs receivers weren't playing well, I think they generally had control of the game.
yeah, yeah.
And then that happened, that kind of flipped everything, and then the Lions did just enough in order to win that game. So
And you got to give it to Jared Goff because he heard all the noise about he can't win that ball. And he played well. I thought he made some good throws.
Goff played
He,
well, and he's undefeated against Mahomes. He's pretty much the
True
only
enough,
guy in the league that can
true
say that.
enough.
So,
He's demanding to Brady.
well, at least they beat
Yeah,
each other. I'm saying Mahomes
yeah,
hasn't even beat
yeah.
Goff
Okay,
yet.
well, it's,
So,
it's two games, bro. It's
um,
two games.
yeah,
No, I'm,
it's
I'm saying
obviously
the
small
Eli
sample
Manning, the
size.
Eli Manning, because
Oh yeah,
not
yeah,
yeah,
that's a
and
better one.
Super,
That's
yeah,
a better one right there.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, that kind of hurt me, but yeah, we won't talk about that.
yeah,
But yeah, man, good win by the Lions.
yeah.
I think, yeah, I
I think the
mean,
Chiefs are
they
gonna be
look
fine
solid,
though.
man. They do.
Yeah. Oh, the Lions, yeah, they're gonna they're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be good. They're
yeah.
gonna be good.
I'm not worried about the Chiefs at
Yeah.
all. Like they're gonna get
I don't
Kelsey
want to
back.
overreact too much because it's week one, but there's certain things that you see and you're like, okay, the Chiefs receivers they gotta do better. They gotta be better. Same with the Bengals O line. They gotta get better. The Bills turnovers, it's like you don't want to overreact too much, but it's things that you gotta keep your eye on because if things unravel, you don't want to be like, oh, I didn't see it coming because the signs were there.
Right. There's clearly flaws with all those teams you just
Yeah.
named, and yeah, with the Chiefs, it wouldn't surprise me if because trade deadline comes, Mike Evans has been a
Oh
name that's been brought up.
yeah, yeah.
He could be a perfect addition to that offense, someone that they would could definitely use, right? I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, they won the Super Bowl with those
This,
receivers,
I mean, but
minus
you
Kelsey,
lose
obviously,
Juju,
but
yeah,
yeah, they
Juju.
had
Juju was
Juju.
good. He's solid. He was
Yeah,
solid.
but Rasheed Rice looked pretty good in his first game.
Yeah,
I think he could be like a solid Juju replacement. So I think, regardless of what they do, listen, they got Patrick Mahomes. So they're going to
yeah,
be all
he's the
right.
best in the
Okay.
best.
So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. But yeah, man, that's all I really got to say about that.
Yeah,
It's a good win for the Lions, but I don't
yeah,
think it tells you a bunch about these two teams moving forward
yeah. Because I
necessarily.
mean, when you think about it, the Saints a couple years ago smoked the Packers like 37-7 or something like that. And Saints missed the playoffs.
Right.
It's just week one. You don't want to overreact too
Yeah,
much.
man. Exactly. Exactly. Um, let's move on to Texans and Ravens.
Yeah, we
This
can
was
we can go over it. I mean, I thought it kind of went how I expected. It wasn't like a
yeah,
shootout. Like it wasn't a blowout. Like it was closer than the score would say, but you were never gonna doubt the Ravens were gonna win. I thought Stroud, for the circumstances, he played fine. He's going up
yeah,
against one of the best defenses, so like and he doesn't have he doesn't have the best weapons. You know, he has Robert Woods and Damian Pierce, but like not
Exactly.
much to say here. I think the Texans are they're gonna be a they're not gonna be a pushover, but they're not as talented as some other teams. So
Yeah, I'd say
uh,
they're not as talented as most of the teams in the
I thought it
league
was
right
Zay Flowers played well for the Ravens, though. You like to see
Zay,
that.
Zay, they Ravens finally looked like they hit on the receiver. Zay
Yeah.
Flowers looked amazing. He was one of my
Odell
favorite
had a nice
receivers.
catch too, late in the fourth.
Right, right.
Yeah, so
Um, what else? Yeah, we won't spend too much time on that
yeah,
game.
well, that's kind
Um,
of
let's go to one of the biggest upsets of the week: Buccaneers and
okay.
Vikings.
Oh
What?
man, I don't want to say I couldn't see it possible the Bucks win, but I didn't see it possible. But I mean, the Vikings defense continues to let them down. You know, it
Right.
wasn't like because Baker started off pretty rough. He was like 3 for 11, but then he had a good game, man. Like he, he,
Especially that
he
last drive too.
yeah.
I think he was pretty gutsy, especially running for that first down
Oh
to
yeah,
low key
yeah.
seal the game. That's the thing with Baker. It's like he's not that talented. He's not, what I mean,
He's
like
like
clearly no
very
one's gonna
mid at everything. He has a good
exactly,
arm.
exactly.
He's kind of short. He's kind of slow, but he
But
has
he's
that
got
like
heart and
swagger.
he
Like
plays with
yeah, he
heart.
has that
I think that's
swagger
why he
that
got a lot of fans.
you kind of root for him. You kind of want to root for him. But oh, man, it's for the Vikings. Like you have Jefferson go off. And Addison looked pretty good. He
Yeah, Addison had the touchdown.
made a couple of good plays, but I mean, you kind of saw the regression gonna you knew the regression was coming. Don't win so many one-score games and they're gonna fall back a little bit.
Yeah,
I didn't see that
this is
coming
kind
though.
of
Did
what
not
the
see that.
Vikings. This is kind of what the Vikings were last year. They were in a lot of these close games with bad teams, and like
Yeah,
they won a lot of them where you felt like they shouldn't have won. And I think the pendulum's starting to swing back the other way.
yeah.
I still think they're going to be around the same level of team as what they were last year,
Just
but
probably lose
less
a
win.
couple more of those games.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think they'll be 13 wins or whatever they had last year.
No,
So,
for sure.
but yeah, I mean, that's all I really got to say about that. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Some of
Vikings.
these games you kind of say got too much to say because these teams aren't going to be like world breakers or whatever.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
but hey, man, shout out to Baker, man. They used to be my guy in Cleveland. I felt like they did
I
him
still
dirty.
like Baker, man. I'm still a fan
I
of
can't
Baker.
root for him because he's on the Bucks, but hey, Baker,
Oh,
you know,
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's your op
he
man.
cool in my book,
Your
man. He
op
cool in
man in
my
the
book.
NFC South.
Yeah,
All right, man. Let's move on to me what I thought was gonna be one of the biggest games of the week: the 49ers and the Steelers.
bro. I shouldn't have bought the Steelers side, man. I took in that preseason. I was like, dude, Kenny Pickett looks like his arms stronger.
Yep.
You got George Pickett. It was not. It was not even close.
They couldn't do anything.
Brock
They
Purdy looked good, man. He looked good. He came back
Purdy
and I had my doubts, but he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good for his first game back, like first role, like live action. Um, they just got so many weapons, dude. Christian McCaffrey,
exactly.
probably
They got four guys on
top
that
five in the league,
offense. They got four legit. Like
Pro Bowl levels. Yeah,
If Brandon Ayuk takes that step, which
yeah.
it looks like he might, that's four elite options they have on
I
offense.
think Ayuk's better than Debo, man. As a receiver, not
As a
even,
pure receiver, you might be right
not even,
because
yeah, not even
a
close.
Debo, a lot of his, it's a lot of jet
Yeah,
sweep shit. He's great at
yeah.
that. Like Debo's a
He's
great
great after the catch, after the catch.
yeah, that he's the best yak player in the league. But yeah, just as a pure receiver, you might be right
Yeah,
about that with Brandon
bro,
Ayuk.
Ayuk's
He's
route running is just nuts.
yeah, it is
Good
like
hands, good player.
yeah.
I just,
Uh,
I didn't picture it being a blowout. I thought the Steelers were gonna win. I thought it'd be a close game. I thought, the defense would give Purdy some trouble, but I mean, when you got those weapons, you got Shanahan calling plays. I mean,
it's too much. It's
it's
too much. I think
too much for teams.
it was a measuring stick game to me. Like I still believe in the Steelers to a certain
I
degree,
still
but
think they're gonna be good, but I'm like a little
yeah,
more okay. They're not gonna be this world beater like I
yeah.
thought they.
After this game, I'm like, yeah, they're probably not going to be elite.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think a lot of their play calling has to do with it. Like I think Matt Canada probably should have been fired last year. They decided
yeah.
to bring him back. Their offense looked basic as hell, so it kind of is what it is with them. They got a lot of talent, but I don't think they have the right execution when it comes to maximizing that talent. Like we saw with San Francisco, they put
Yeah.
all their guys in the perfect position to succeed. We saw McCaffrey. what do you have, like 170 on the ground and a touchdown, and
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
just
like
doing everything.
they're just a machine. And Brock Purdy, you know what I mean? He does his thing. Like no one's gonna accuse him of being like, oh, one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but
He's not
he's
a scrub either.
yeah, he's accurate. He's gutsy. He stands in there, takes hits, he slides.
He throws it downfield. He doesn't have the biggest
Yeah,
arm, but he could still throw him and down. He's not
he
afraid to
does what
take
he needs to
chances.
do. You know
He's
what I
like
mean?
Jimmy G if Jimmy G could throw it deep better. Like if Jimmy
Yeah,
G had more confidence in his arm.
and not throw as
I,
many picks.
yeah.
Yeah, that too.
And Brock Purdy, man, I mean, TJ Watt, I think he stripped him for a strip sack, but
Yeah, he
other
did.
than
T.J.
that,
Watt was
like,
dominant. Whoever the Niners' right tackle is,
yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be going against T.J. Watt every week, but T.J.
Yeah.
Watt dominated
No,
him.
TJ Watt, that's another reason I thought like, the Steelers were gonna win. Their D line is nuts, but
Exactly.
Patrick Peterson was talking crazy and
He got
he got
fucking
cooked.
he got cooked twice
Yeah.
for two touchdowns.
Purdy
Yeah.
Purdy was like, was that on Pat Pete? The touchdown? That
Yeah,
was funny. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
funny.
I like that though. I like that. Give it
Yeah.
back to him. You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
was talking all that mess before the game. You got to
Yeah.
give it back
I
to him.
like Purdy, man. I like Purdy. He's a
I,
good
I
player.
do too. Um, yeah, man. All right, let's move on to your neck of the woods, Titans and Saints. We're really
Yeah, man.
only pretty much talking about this game because you're a Saints fan. There wasn't
Yeah.
really much to say about this game.
No, no, no. I disagree with that, bro. I disagree.
Okay,
I,
okay,
I
tell me.
think I think the Saints defense is going to be elite again. They were look, bro. Their secondary, 3 picks in the secondary. They were they were getting 3 sacks. They were getting after Tannehill. I mean, granted, the, the Titans O line had a bunch of new starters, like 4 different new starters. So,
Exactly.
but then again, the Saints were going against one of the better D lines with the Titans. The Titans have a good D line. Simmons on the line,
Right.
Dupree. They got a good front seven. But no, man, the Saints defense looked good. And Carr, I mean, the box score isn't going to show it, but given the circumstances, I think Carr had a good game. Like there was pressure in his
Yeah.
face all game. He made some big boy throws. First throw of the game, he threw to Mike deep on the sideline. Great catch. Mike looks good. Olave had 100 yards in his sleep. Olave,
Olave's good.
he's like
Olave's
that.
good.
He's like
Yeah, he is. He is.
Shaheed was, bro. Shaheed's a
Shaheed was
good.
good.
He's a
I was like,
good
who's
player.
22? Who is
I'm
that?
telling you, man. I think he was 89 last year. He's a
Yeah,
good
he changed
player.
his number.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of
He's
22,
solid though.
but
I'll give it
no,
to him. Like,
he's a
no.
good player, man. You got Jawan Johnson made some plays. The secondary, man, my guy Marshawn with the pit. You saw that? He clapped Hopkins, bro.
Defensive player of the
DPOY,
year.
bro. Hey, not a bad take. Not looking like a bad take. He played well, man.
Hey, I'll give it to you. Your take's looking good after week
Nah, but I think the Saints. I think we're not playing the Titans D line every week, so I think we might put it on the Panthers on Monday night, man. We might blow them out.
I think you might too. I think you might too. Not to spoil our picks or anything like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
Like you said, with this game, it was pretty much dominated by both defensive lines. Both quarterbacks didn't have a
yeah.
lot of time to throw, and I think their
I think
performances
I
showed.
think the difference was Tannehill missed on some big plays. He missed on the flea flicker. He missed on another wide open play. And the Saints, they made the plays they needed to make. They weren't gutsy when they needed to because
Yep.
they weren't getting anything in the run. But Carr stepped up, made some big boy throws. Carr looked good. I think Carr, he had one bad pick, but I mean other than that, for the circumstances, for the pressure, I think he played pretty well. No, I'm kind of optimistic, man. This kind of gave me some hope because the Twins could have easily. They're not gonna be a scrub team, and they could have easily beat us, at home. But the win, so
Yeah.
that's all you can ask for, especially week one.
Yeah.
Week ones are crazy.
You did what you needed to do. That's
Yeah,
really what it comes down to. So can't fault you for that.
yeah,
Um, let's move on. Let's move on to my neck of the woods.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk
Um,
about these Patriots.
yeah. So yeah, man. It started off like how a lot of Patriots games do. They shoot themselves in the foot. You know what I mean? Like it was raining, so I guess people use
Yeah,
that as an excuse, but bounced off Kendrick Bourne's hands, pick six for Darius Slay. Very next play, screen to Ezekiel Elliott, he fumbles, they get a touchdown, immediately up 16-0. But right after that, the Patriots outscored the Eagles 20-9, and Mac Jones, he looked pretty
he
good
looked good,
today.
man. He looked
Not
good.
today, yesterday. he looked pretty good. He had 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards. He got everybody involved. Like Kendrick Bourne had 6 catches.
Henry had that
Juju,
nice catch
Juju,
on him. Was it fourth down? That was a nice catch.
yeah, and he had that nice catch at the back of the end zone, like
Yeah,
where he got the toe tap. Speaking of toe tap, that's why we lost. But
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
Boutte, man.
Kayshon Boutte, yeah, he had 2 plays in this game that really could have swung it for us if he had caught it, if he got the second foot down. You're not in college anymore, man. You got to get that second
Yeah,
foot down.
not great for the LSU brand. Not great.
Yeah, I still believe in him though. I still like him a
He still
lot.
has talent, but he
He
just
does. Yeah,
making
he's
mistakes.
got to clean
Yeah.
up a couple things. But yeah, man, it was. I don't know. I don't like
Oh man,
how.
what did I tell you, man? The pass defense, Hurts didn't look. He wasn't a world beater. My
That's
take
fine.
isn't that bad. Like they lost, but
That's fine. But it's like
they had the chance to win. They had the
I've
chance to
seen
win.
so many times where people say the Patriots defense is quote good, right? But then when we go up against a real quarterback, we get shredded. You know what I mean? We look good against average quarterbacks and below average quarterbacks, but a lot of teams can do that. This was the first game where I'm like, okay, we faced a real quarterback, a real offense, and they actually
Great
played
weapons.
well.
Yeah,
So that's a good sign, I think, moving forward. And the offense is night and day from what it was last year. Last year, this team would have maybe put together 1 touchdown drive. They put
we got
together three
we got a
touchdown
real
drives, and
coordinator
they
calling plays too. So
exactly, and they should add more points. There was a couple head scratching decisions by Belichick not kicking the field goal when on 4th and 3. Like you should have just kicked it, and then you would have been down, and we could have been in a position to kick a game-winning field goal at the end of the game instead of needing a touchdown. But
yeah,
it is what it is at this point. The Patriots lose this.
you gotta
We
be a
lose
little
like this every single
optimistic
time.
though. But it's a good team, great roster, and the past was a close one. Could have won. Like a couple things went their way. You pick six, you got the fumble, like you said. But I mean, if you're a Pats fan, I mean, I would think you'd be a little optimistic, because. But also, it's week one, rusty. So we'll just see.
Uh,
We got to see what happens, man.
I'm somewhat optimistic, but at the same time, I'm still disappointed because
Yeah,
I feel like they lose like this every single time, and it's shooting yourselves in the foot, making a late comeback that comes up short, and it's a little frustrating. And a bunch of Patriots fans are on this moral victory train. I don't like that. I hate how much it's fell off for us since Tom Brady
yeah,
left.
I
Now
get you.
it's like losing a close game to a good team is considered like a positive. It's just hard for me to look at it that way. But it is what it is. I'm a little bit spoiled for like having watching my team
Oh yeah,
as good as they
you're
were for as long as they were.
spoiled.
But yeah. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. It's
Yeah.
it's a little heartbreaking the way they lost. Um, let's move on to Fraud Watch Part 1. Uh,
Seahawks.
Rams and Seahawks.
Oh man,
Yeah, man. Geno Smith.
Gino, Gino Smith, not
A lo-
ideal. Not Stafford looked pretty good, dude.
Stafford
Stafford,
looked back. He looked like he's back.
yeah. Maybe his demise was greatly exaggerated, as they say on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what it looks
But
like.
I
I'm
thought
not gonna lie. I didn't focus a lot on this game,
yeah, I
but
wasn't too locked in, but I just saw that the Rams pretty much dominated this game. It looked like Seattle couldn't get much going. Looks like Sean McVay, called up a great game with these. Who can you name who was their wide receiver one? Because I fucking can't unless I went back and
Tutu
looked it
Atwell.
up. No, it was some random guy. He had like 100 yards. Honestly,
Oh, for real? Okay. I
it was
mean,
a
yeah,
random.
Sean McVay, like, he's a great play caller. He,
Yeah,
like, basically the opposite of what we said about the Steelers applies to the Rams. The Rams
yeah,
don't even got that much talent on offense, and you can
yeah.
see, like, the difference. It's night and day. So, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I mean, what are your concern levels for Seattle? Because I thought this, like the defense would. I thought like there was no way they'd regress, but they got carved up, man. Gino didn't look good. I'd be worried if they fall over two. It's not
the
great.
thing is, their defense was bad last year. Okay, and they added some pieces. They added Devon
Yeah,
Witherspoon, who didn't play, by the way. So we got to take that into account. Maybe
it was
he'll
he
make a
is
big
hurt,
difference.
right?
Yeah, he's hurt. But I don't think it's anything serious. I think he'll be back pretty soon, potentially next week. So we got to take that into account. Maybe their secondary will look a lot better with him. But yeah, man, I just
No
have a
Jamal
hard
Adams
time.
also.
I mean, I think that's a plus. He's terrible in
I,
coverage.
he's a good player.
He's a good player, but yeah,
He's a good
he gets burned a lot in
good in the
coverage.
bot, yeah. But he's not gonna be playing safety. He's gonna be playing like a
Okay,
linebacker, rushing the. That's
yeah, doing the yeah,
yeah.
but
Blitz boy.
yeah, I mean, I just have a hard time believing Geno Smith is going to repeat his performance from
I
last
didn't
year.
think
And I
he was
know,
gonna repeat it, but I didn't think he was gonna be there. That
but the
actually
thing
was.
is, I think he kind of needs to repeat it in order to get them to the
Yeah.
playoffs because he had. You could say, listen, by every metric, Geno Smith was a top 10 quarterback in the league last year.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
last year for sure. But is he gonna be that
so
every year? Like, probably
and they won what 9 games, and
not.
he played like that. They won like 9 games. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have a hard time believing this team's going to make it back to the playoffs because I don't think Geno's going to be able to repeat that. Maybe I'm wrong. And listen, like we're going to do the show the whole year, and I'll admit I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But I just have a hard time believing a guy who sat on the bench pretty
Yeah.
much for the last 7, 8 years. Oh, he all of a sudden he's just a great quarterback. I have a hard time believing that. So yeah, well, that's
Yeah, I
all I really
get
got
it.
to say about Seattle. You
Yeah,
know.
me. Yeah, I don't have much to add. I was locked in on this game, but
Okay, let's move
what
on to
let's get over
the
like
most.
I said.
Oh, what's up?
Let's get these like boring games out of the way, and we could.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying to. I'm going down the list. I'm kind of skipping the boring games. Let's go to the most exciting game of the week, which was
Dolphins
Dolphins and
Chargers. Yeah,
Chargers.
that was
Yes, sir.
Tua. Oh
Hey,
man.
man.
Hey,
I'm.
the apologies got to be a lot of disrespect. And hey, Tua, salute to you, man. He heard the noise, man.
He did.
Including myself, I was talking about this dude bolded in the biggest games last year versus the Chargers and the Niners. Bro, he came out and he lit up the Chargers defense. My thing with Tua was, he could do this, right? But can he do it consistently and can he stay healthy? Because
Yes.
when he's locked in and when he's healthy, that offense, bro, you got those two weapons. You got Tyreek and Waddle. You got a good running game with like Mostert, and their O line was missing their best tackle Armstead, and they still
Yeah.
didn't give up much pressure. Um, if you're the Chargers, you got to be one upset because this defense is consistently underperforming, and
Yes.
that's your head coach's forte. And I don't know, I thought they should have fired him after the Jags playoff game, but I mean, I like what they did with the offense with Kellen Moore. I like how they ran the ball. Herbert played well, but Tua just, I mean, Tua is the real story of the game. And then Tyreek. Uh, yeah, what do you want to say about that?
Yeah, man. Tyreek, he had one of the most dominant games I've ever seen from a wide receiver. They could not do anything. They
Yeah,
couldn't do like they put J.C. Jackson on him. They were double teaming him. There was nothing they could do. It's just too tough when you have two receivers with that level of speed. You
yeah.
can't really focus on one. You got to focus on both, and it just opens up to put them up like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fade. That was beautiful. That was probably the best throw to his career right there.
He's one of the best. Like he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks when it comes to short
Yes.
intermediate routes.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
gets it on point.
That's pretty much where he's made his career so far. But having these two, he's able to sling it down the field like we
Yeah,
kind of saw him do at Alabama when he had like Jerry Judy and guys
yeah,
like that. So Tua, especially like, and not only that, he had a couple of plays where he kind of scrambled out and made a play. It wasn't just like the
yeah.
typical staying in the pocket like he's been. He kind of created some plays a little bit. So if you're a Dolphins fan, you got to feel good about that. I got to say,
Ye-
it as a Patriots fan, I'm worried about playing them next week with those
Nah,
two
yeah.
guys.
I think I
They're
think
going to be tough.
I think he's showing why he was talked about as QB1 before like Joe Burrow blew up, and
Exactly.
he's
Tua's
he's
always he's always had the talent. I mean, not the talent, but he's always had like the accuracy. And I just think,
he just wasn't he always had the intangibles, and he was always
yeah, that's the right
he was
word
he,
for it.
he was he's talented, but he's not like he doesn't have the superstar like height
Yeah,
and arm. But his arm's good. His arm, he
it's
can
good
throw the ball
enough.
good.
It's definitely good enough.
Yeah, but I
Um,
think maybe some of like he put on some weight, and maybe that helped him like
I heard
transfer
about that
like
too.
some power into his arm because he made some good throws deep down the field on the sideline. Well, some minor throws, but I mean that's with any quarterback. That's just nitpick. I
Yeah,
think Tua is gonna put himself in like top 8 if he could play like consistently he's not gonna put
If
up
this,
400 every week, but he's gonna put
of
up
course,
he's gonna
yeah,
put up 250, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. But yeah, man.
yeah,
It sucks, man, because I like Herbert, but I don't like their coach, man.
yeah. I think that's what's holding him back more than anything, and I think it's unfortunate he's gonna have to go through another year of this.
Yeah,
But yeah, like with Tua, um, like you said before, I think Tua, as long as it's the consistency part with him, right? Because
yeah.
we saw they got off to a hot start last year, right? They started off like what, something like they were the 1 seed for a little bit
It was like
last
3 weeks because then he got
yeah,
hurt versus
and
Cincy.
then yeah, I think injuries played a part in it, but I think like after that Niners game that they lost, I think the league started to kind of like catch up as to how to maybe stop the Dolphins a little bit,
Yeah,
and like
because then
they
the
want
Chargers shut him down last
yeah
year. And
they
then
want like a five game losing streak. So yeah, with them it's all about consistency, and but like I said,
health,
this week's a great
health.
sign
Yeah,
and health. Yes, yeah. If he suffers another concussion, people are going to be talking about end of his career type shit,
yeah.
right?
Would you
That's what
hate
people. Some people.
you don't want to talk about that. Like you don't want to
Of
you
course
don't want
not.
it to get to that. But
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping. It's just like the fact that it was brought up and like real people were saying like recommending he retire. Like that's how you know it's serious.
oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because you had like three. Because you had one versus the
Yeah,
Bills. He came back and they won. That was crazy.
I know.
Then
I remember. Yeah, I remember he almost stumbled. They carried him. And it's like, bro, why are you still
yeah,
playing? And then the thing
and then
next
the
week after that,
Bengals. Yeah, that was
that
tough to
was
watch.
scary. That was a
And
scary
then
one.
when versus the Packers, he was playing good. Then he got that concussion versus the Packers, and it was all downhill.
Exactly.
You just hope he can stay healthy, man. Because when he's healthy, that offense is fun to watch, man. He makes that offense go.
For real, he does. All right, and let's move on to Fraud Watch Part Two, and this is
Oh
probably
man,
the biggest frauds of the week. That would be the New York Football Giants. They
oh man,
lose.
that was.
They lose 40-0 at home,
I don't think
and
they're gonna be this. I'll start off with saying this. I don't think they're gonna
go ahead.
be. I don't think they're gonna be a 4-win team, because it just the game started off so poorly. The Cowboys offense didn't even score like the first two touchdowns.
Yeah, it was like
Um,
a block kick, a block field
yeah,
goal, and a pick six. Yeah,
it was like it was a pick six, but it wasn't on Daniel Jones.
yeah,
Saquon, yeah.
but I
I
just
think
think
I think Daniel Jones he didn't play well, but like bro, he was getting pressured every play.
that's true. Dallas
Like
has maybe the best defense in the league. Like we could start talking about that. Like their D line is
bro,
dominant.
they got Micah, they got Stephon Gilmore, they got Diggs, they're good, man. They got
Demarcus
star players.
Lawrence, guys like
DeMarcus
that. Yeah,
Lawrence, yeah.
yeah, yeah, they're stacked.
Dak didn't even have to do much, and they won by
He literally
40.
didn't have to
So
do anything. Dak could have scored a field goal, and that would have been enough to win. So, like,
yeah, I honestly think it's like I feel like this was kind of like the Bengals game to a very extreme, like a worser scenario because it was just bad from the beginning. But I don't think the Giants are going to be a terrible team. I don't think they're going to be this bad. But the Cowboys, they're not going to be this good, of course. But they're going to make plays. They're going to be dominant on defense. And then in better weather, you would think Dak's going to play better. He don't have to do much, so they're going to. But Jimmy
exactly.
Pollard had a good game.
Yep. Yeah, and this is 12 out of the last 13. I think that with Dak as the quarterback, he's beaten the Giants 12 out of the
Yeah,
last 13.
they own the
So
Giants.
they own
They own
him.
the Giants.
So that wasn't a good sign coming into it. But we had a little bit of disagreement on text, talking about Daniel Jones and like what this
I think
means
he's
for
a good
moving
quarterback,
forward.
man.
I
I
think
don't
he's
get the
good.
hate.
I think he's good, but when you give a guy like that, and yes, I understand they can get out of it in 2 years, but I just think that when you have a quarterback who's clearly limited to a certain degree, I don't think you pay that guy. I don't think they needed to pay him as quick as they did. He had the problem was that they declined his 5th year option, right,
Yeah.
in the first place. So they were kind of forced to bring him back. If they had just not done that in the first place, they could have, go year to year with him. And now I don't really know where they go from here because they have some talent on their team, and I think Dayball's a very good coach. But I just think Daniel Jones, and plus they don't really have much of a receiver. Like we need to talk about that as
Yeah.
well. Like at wide receiver, they don't have a lot. Waller
Yeah.
looked pretty good in
Well,
his first game back.
Waller was okay, but I mean, it was also
Um,
the weather, but yeah, it wasn't.
exactly, yeah. But even then, he's not enough by himself.
Yeah, for sure.
And you got to hope Saquon stays healthy. He's had a lot of problems with that in the past. But yeah, I think they're going to be middling, similar to what they were last year, which is like around
Yeah,
8, 9 games, and they could. Uh, when we did our preview, I had them sneak into the last playoff spot. So,
I might have been
um,
seeing that. So,
yeah. So I mean,
but I
I think
also just thought
I think
they'd
they'll be all
regress,
right.
and yeah,
I think they'll be all right. But yeah, I don't. I'm not a big believer in the Giants. So you could say that.
yeah, you're
Um,
not a
yeah, man.
fan.
We kind of gone through all the exciting games. There's a couple of boring ones that I skipped over. I mean, well, you know what? Let's
You
talk about the
know,
Packers and Bears.
yeah, let's.
Um,
I thought, I thought Jordan Love looked pretty good. I mean,
he did. He looked
I,
good.
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't expecting myself, so like yeah, he went over my expectations. I thought Justin Fields. I thought it was disappointing. I thought he's playing the same as last year, man. Same mistakes, running
Exactly.
around, throwing some fucking whoppers, bro. Like, what are you doing? Pick sixes.
Yeah. Quay Walker looked unreal on that play, though. I'll
Yeah.
give it to that. Like he looked like a running back, like that wouldn't go down. But yeah, man, coming out
Aaron
of it, yeah,
Jones looked
that's.
really good. Aaron Jones for the Packers looked
Oh yeah,
really
Aaron
good.
Jones. Yeah, yeah, he's been one of the best. Like he doesn't always get talked about in that conversation, but
No, he for sure is underrated. He's an
Jones
underrated player.
as a complete running back, like passing, like catching and running, like
Running, yeah,
he's
he's a good
very
player.
good. But yeah, coming out of it, same thing. Just disappointment in Justin Fields. I didn't see
Yeah.
any improvement. He looked like the exact same player. Obviously it's a long season. We got a long way to go, but
Yeah, I mean, this week
it
one,
just it's sort of a bad
home,
time.
at
Exactly.
home, you
This
would
is a
hope
game
they
you'd think
come
you
out
would
better.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just for Bears fans. This is terrible. It's
I
like
mean, if they suck
because
bad enough, they could get not Claypool. Oh my goodness, I'm talking about.
they
He's
basically
on my
traded a
mind.
first. They
Yeah, he's
basically
on my
traded a
mind right
first
now
round
because
pick
he looks
for
so bad.
Claypool.
There's like clips around Chase Claypool, like just sleepwalking, like during
Yeah,
plays. That's a terrible trade, man.
yeah, that's a Hall of Fame bad
But
trade.
what I was saying is
Caleb
if
Williams.
they're gonna be this bad, yeah, they could get Caleb Williams or one of those other quarterbacks, you know. So
I think that's about the only thing that could save them right now.
yeah, like
I'm still
DJ
hopeful
Moore
for
only had
Field.
like 2 targets, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I was expecting a lot more from the Bears offense. I didn't think their defense was gonna be great, but offensively, I thought they added some playmakers. Another year in the system. Justin Fields, another year in the league. But
you expect to see more,
some
definitely.
growth.
Like everyone knows he can run. The throwing is still the question,
Yeah,
and it wasn't answered yesterday. So I mean, that's really what it comes down to with them.
yeah.
The Bears are still on their franchise long hunt of finding a quarterback. They've never had
And
a real.
the Packers look like they have another solid
I
quarterback
know.
minimum, which is crazy.
Yeah, they did it the exact same way, having the guy sit for a couple of years, just like they did with Rodgers. So, I mean, good for
Jordan Love
them.
looked good, man. He looked good. He looked pretty good.
He did. Maybe he needed those 3 years sitting. Like not every
Yeah.
guy can come in and just dominate right away.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Not
man.
much to
Like,
say
I mean,
about that.
what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Raiders Broncos? You want to talk
Uh,
about
let's talk about these. Let's just get over like the Panthers Falcons. I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
I felt like I thought Bryce Young he looked fine, but you know
I
he had
mean,
some bad turnovers.
he had 2 really bad picks. I thought they did a
Jesse Bates
replay.
is a Jesse
Yeah,
Bates.
Jesse Bates was
Look,
toying with him.
yeah,
Um, I thought it
he
was a replay of the first pick. No, it
yeah.
was just the pick. It was the same pick on the exact same play.
I mean, the game
So,
kind of went how you would like think. The Falcons just ran the ball out.
yeah,
They just didn't have to make any mistakes. He played fine for what they're asking of him.
They barely throw. They're running
Yeah.
offense. Bijan looked good though. Like
Bijan
he had about 20
catches,
touches. He had that nice touchdown on
touchdown.
the
Yeah.
screen where he
He
made
looks
like 3 guys
explosive, man.
miss.
He looks explosive.
Yeah, he just moves differently, bro. He
And
just
then
moves differently than a
Gibbs
lot of.
too, bro. Gibbs from the Lions was moving. well.
I agree with that too.
Actually, not.
He looked explosive. They need to get him involved going forward. Like,
Man,
no disrespect to David Montgomery, but yeah, Gibbs looks like
you,
the way more explosive option right there.
I mean, with the Falcons, I mean, this is kind of what you expect from them: run the ball, don't make any mistakes, play, get some plays on defense. I mean, they invested with some older veterans and Page and Clarence Campbell and guys like that. Um, I mean, the game went how I thought it would go. So I ain't gonna miss a shit
I
about
agree.
it. What you on that one?
Yeah, man. Trevor looked good against the Colts. Trevor
He
looked
had
really
some
good, man.
crazy throws, man. He had some crazy
Calvin
throws.
Ridley too. Like that looks like exactly what that offense needed.
Yeah, a
Um,
true number one.
exactly. And I thought Anthony Richardson played well too.
Yeah, he looked good. I was gonna say he played well. Like for being as raw as he was coming out, he looked good. He looked good throwing the ball. He ran it well. I think.
He's huge. He's huge. Like
Oh,
seeing him
he's a
on the
big guy.
field,
He's a big
seeing
guy.
him on the field, I'm like, dude, like I understand why he went as high as he did because it's like
Yeah,
their
they're,
quarterbacks don't
they're,
look like him. You know what I mean?
he's like
He
Cam, like the
yeah, he's
the
basically that
measure,
body type.
the measurements. Yeah,
Yeah, so I get it. I
and
see the
like
vid.
the game was going like, are the Colts gonna beat the Jags? Like, is Anthony Richards gonna beat him in his
Yeah,
debut?
this game
But the Jags
it
won.
finished 31. It finished 31-21, but yeah,
It was
the
closer.
score
It was
doesn't
closer
tell the
than
full
the
story
score.
of that game.
Yeah,
It was tied up. In fact, the Colts had the lead in the fourth quarter. Um,
yeah,
and then the Jags, yeah, they managed to do their thing. Richardson actually got knocked out of the game at the end too, and what
yeah.
was it?
He said
Gardner
he'd be
Minshew, I think.
fine, but yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't want to see that though. You
yeah,
want
just
you want
a little bit like the Josh Allen thing, just a little bit reckless. You know what I mean? He's got to
he's even
protect himself
younger,
better.
so
Yeah,
he's
he's
gonna throw it.
still
He's gonna throw it
yeah,
in
he's
though.
still a rookie, so yeah, he'll learn as the season. I think even Trevor gave him some advice after the game, telling him, "Yeah, man,
Yeah,
slide. Like next time, slide." You know?
that's what second year in the league.
Yeah, yeah, it's good advice, man.
Yeah,
Like
you
to
gotta
have a long
tell him.
career,
Yeah, you gotta protect yourself. You can't be playing like you're.
exactly. Um, I actually like what I saw from Sam Howell, bro. Like I did, I liked it.
Did you? I didn't really. I wasn't really like too tuned in with it. I saw that the Cardinals were smacking him, bro. They were
At
smoking him.
first, yeah,
Yeah.
but they came back, man, and like Sam Howell, like he had that rushing touchdown to put them ahead at the
Uh,
end. Like he looked fine. Like I'm not gonna say like
and,
oh they found their guy or anything,
no, yeah,
but
yeah, for sure. But he looks
but
like a good game manager at minimum, you know.
I like our running backs with Robinson and what's his name
Gibson.
Gibson. Yeah, I like their running backs a
Gibson
lot.
didn't do shit for me in fantasy, so I can't speak on that.
That's why I don't bet fantasy, bro. I
I
never
didn't
do
bet. I didn't
fantasy
bet.
because
I
it's
look
so
because
unpredictable.
I wanted Brian Robinson, bro. And I had to pick, and I thought I picked Robinson. I got him
Oh, and you
confused, and
picked
I
the
got
wrong guy.
Gibson. Yeah,
Oh
Gibson. I'm
man,
like, fuck.
that's tough.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
tough.
Not good. Yeah,
But
Cardinals. They were. I think they led for like a little bit, and they're not trying to win. I don't think they're trying to win. So it's
I
good
mean,
that they
yeah,
lost, I
it
guess.
kind of feels like that. I mean, Josh Dobbs, he literally
Yeah.
been there for like 2 seconds, and they named him the starter.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah. Not much to
but
say
yeah,
about
I mean,
that.
I think the Commanders, based off this game, I'm like, yeah, they're not going to be that good. But I still thought it was a nice win, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like
A win's
it's
a
good to
win.
win. Yeah, it's good to win. It's
Yeah.
good.
Um,
Want to talk about Raiders and Broncos? I was like locked in for a little bit.
man. So I mean, Sean Payton, man, where is he
That
at?
guy has some fucking nerve, dude. This
Where
dude
is the
starts
magic?
off his he
Oh yeah,
starts
with the
off
onside
his
kick,
the
bro. They should have let him have
they
it. I
almost
know they
got it,
called it.
bro. Yeah.
They should have just let him have it for the memes because
That
like to
shit
start
was
off that
that
way,
shit was kind of fire. I was hating, but that shit was kind of fire. I like that.
that had to have
Respect,
brought a tear to
respect.
your eye. That had to brought a
I
tear
was
to your eye
like,
just a
this
little
dude
bit.
really, bro. That shit, like, I was like, Jesus, dude. That was, and then I remembered he left, so I was like, fuck this guy. But respectfully, miss you, Sean.
This is a
But
bittersweet moment.
bittersweet moment. I thought Russ looked good, and then after like the first, opening drive, I didn't really
They didn't
see
do
much.
anything.
It's like
They
I
did
don't know,
nothing.
man.
It was a defensive battle like I kind of expected it to be, but
I
like
really
Jimmy,
thought the Broncos were just gonna win. Like I feel like they had a better roster, but
Me too.
I mean, Jimmy
Jimmy looked good.
G. Hey, I gotta give Jimmy G respect because I slander him a lot, but he made some gutsy plays, man.
He did.
That went to seal the game. I like that for that touchdown drive. He throwing to Jacoby.
Jacoby
I
was
think,
great.
yeah, he had a
Jacoby
good
was
game.
great, bro.
He
It
looked
kind
he
of made
looked
me sad
good.
a little bit. I'm like, man, dang. It's like one of the guys who actually grew up in our system, and we
Yeah,
just let him
then
go, and he looked
yeah,
great in his first game.
for Juju,
But yeah,
for Juju.
but with Jimmy, it doesn't really surprise me. Like he's played under this coach before, this
Yeah,
system
but then
before, so
the thing with Jimmy is he's always getting hurt, man. He got dinged up a little. Like was it the first
the
drive?
first play, it was literally
Oh
the first
man,
play.
yeah, like
Yeah, then he had to come out, but he came back in. But
yeah, he
still,
came
it was
back
a
in.
little scary.
You know what I don't like? I don't like how Brian Hoyer is the backup after the preseason. They got to give it to that dude from Purdue, man.
They just want their Patriots. That's what
I
they want.
I hate that shit,
That's
man.
all they want. They signed so many Patriots to that team.
Yeah,
Like I think they still have Jakob Johnson, the fullback, like
it's like it's
another
like
former
it's
Patriot.
like what the Saints did with the Raiders players, man. Foster Moreau,
Yeah.
uh,
Yep.
Derek
Just
Carr.
bring them home. Bring them all home. It's
It's
like it makes
it's
sense
funny
though
because
because
the Raiders weren't good, so we're just like I don't know.
I understand that, but it's like these coaches have a comfort level
Yeah,
with these
I know.
guys. They're just like, I know this guy can work in my system. Let's just bring him in, and
Yeah,
they did so, and at least for week one for the Raiders, it appears to have worked.
no, yeah.
I'm not
I mean
very
it's week one, but
yeah, I'm not super high on
high
them
on. I'm
going
not high on either
forward.
team really, but I thought the Broncos were gonna win. I thought. Are you scared? Are you worried about Russ? What are you thinking?
I'm worried. Yeah, I'm very
I
worried.
thought he looked good, and then I didn't see it after that. Like I didn't see any
There's
wow.
there's no consistency, and he doesn't even attempt to run anymore. Like
Yeah.
that's what made Russ so good in the past is he was a real dual
Do,
threat
do you think do you
and
think
he
it's
was
that
smart.
he doesn't want to run or he can't? Like he's
I don't think he wants to.
older.
I don't think
Yeah.
he wants to. I think
That's what.
he got older and he's trying to protect himself more, which I get. But I think that was a huge part of his game, and
Yeah.
him not doing it just makes him worse. And listen, he's just not as good. Like simply, he's just not as good
Yeah.
as what he once was. And for the Broncos, that's tough because
They
guess what?
signed him to
You got four
that
more years of
extension.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there's no really good sign. Like this could lead to like a similar to like what a Jared Goff situation was, where they got to give up 2 picks to get rid of him, like something
Yeah.
like that. So
But
I don't know.
would anyone even want to take on that contract? I don't see it.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't
really
see
doubt
that.
it. Yeah, because at least with Goff, he was like there was
He
like
was
1 year left of guaranteed
he was
money,
young and he's young.
and he's younger. Yes, so it's like you saw, and plus, what was it? One of the guys in the Lions front office drafted Goff. He was a part of the front office that drafted Goff, so he already had history with him as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot of different factors, but I understand it's 1 week. I love Russ. Russ was one of my favorite players for a long time. I really hope he
He
can
was one of
turn.
my favorites, and then I just got corny and
He got corny.
sucks.
He got corny, but I'm just talking about like
He
on the field,
on the field, I used to love watching him. I used to love
yeah.
him.
Off the field, you even saw his coach called him out for the off the field shit. He
And
said,
he's like,
"Bro,
bro,
shut the
quit
fuck
kissing
up."
babies. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like so even his coach is tired of it. But just as a player, like Russ was so
He
fun
was
to watch
fun.
for
He
so
was
many
fun. He was
years.
special.
Yeah, he's still gonna make the Hall of Fame, but yeah, it kind of sucks to see him go out
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think he's kind of a lock, but now it's kind of like, is he going first ballot? Or is he...
I don't think he was ever gonna be first ballot.
I thought he was. I thought he was. Depending on
Well,
like,
if he continued on the trajectory,
yeah,
potentially, like if he had gone to the Broncos and still what he was doing on the Seahawks, but now he'll make it, but it probably won't be first ballot.
yeah, man, it's unfortunate for them because they gave up a lot. And they thought they were a quarterback away, and now we're
Yes,
like, he's not. He's not that guy anymore, which sucks.
it, yeah, it's very tough for the Broncos fans,
I feel
definitely.
like Sean Payton thought he was going to a better situation, but I don't see it, man. I don't.
I
I
think,
don't. I'm not a fan of their weapons. Like Judy and Sutton are fine, but Judy's been hurt and been pretty inconsistent for like the
yep,
few of their drops, and then just health now. Sutton had injuries, and he's a good receiver. He's not a high end wide receiver one. Um, I like the running back, Javonte Williams. He's good. I really like him.
Yeah, me too.
Their tight end is from the Saints. The kicker missed. Oh, let's talk about that. Will Lutz, the Saints cut him for
Saints legend.
Groupie. And he was a lot.
Lutz was good. Lutz
Lutz
was
was
good on the
good.
Saints.
He was good, and then he got hurt, and then last year was kind of whatever, and this year he missed I think a PAT and a field goal. So maybe the Saints made the right decision. It's week one, but not a
Looks like
great
it.
look
Yeah,
for not a great look
looks.
for the Sean Payton, and you know just bringing in all these old Saints that we didn't want after Sean left.
Yeah, he just kind of got all the leftovers. Yeah.
Like Trotman is a very mid tight end.
Oh, I
Fucking
forgot they traded for him.
yeah,
Yeah, I
little Jordan
forgot.
Humphreys. He was on
Lil
the
Jordan.
Saints
Yeah, he
and
caught a
he was on
touchdown
the
though.
Patriots too. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Um,
Friggin' Matt Patricia was mad at Kendrick Bourne last year. He was giving
yeah,
Lil Jordan Humphrey snaps over Kendrick Bourne. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is
yeah.
at this
I
point with
just
that. Like, I hope they could turn it around because like the Broncos got a really good defense, man. If this offense could just do something, like they could really
yeah.
compete.
They got two good safeties. They got Sertan.
Arguably the best corner in the league. Yep, like they got a lot.
Hey, after week one is week one, but
That's
Marshawn.
why I said arguably. I still
Yeah,
think it's Sauce. I think it's still think it's
Sauce
Sauce
had
Gardner.
a Sauce had a not a I wouldn't say a rough game because he wasn't giving up anything but he was giving up everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Diggs kind of had his way tonight. I'll give him
Dig,
that.
Diggs is one of the best in the league, so
Diggs is
no
tough.
shame in
Diggs a
that.
tough cover. Yeah, for sure. Probably for anybody. So,
Any week one overreactions?
yeah, man, the Bengals going 0-17. I already
This
told you,
guy,
man.
like, you make me sick. Nah,
Yeah.
I don't want to overreact, but if the Bengals go in two, I'd be really worried. Like
Who the
you
Bengals
can't
got next week?
Ravens. I got the Ravens.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, I don't think the Ravens have a great pass rush. So like, I think
They don't.
this would be good for them to get their O line into like continuity and get them going. They have Marcus Williams, one of the best safeties. I feel like they have another corner. 'Cause I know Peters isn't there anymore. Who's the other corner?
I don't even know. I don't even know the
Yeah,
Ravens roster right now off the top of my
yeah.
head.
They got
But
one guy from Notre Dame. Was it Hamilton? Kyle Hamilton on
oh, Kyle Hamilton,
the
yeah.
safety. Yeah. I think
I
I
know,
think the Bengals they can't afford to go into again. I think they gotta
no,
win at home. They gotta win. This is much longer thing.
I agree. Another thing we didn't touch on, talk about. Speaking of the Ravens, J.K. Dobbins got hurt again.
Oh, that's
The
unfortunate, man.
Achilles this time. It's just so tough because he started
Running
off
backs,
strong.
yeah.
Yeah, man, it's shortest shelf life in all of sports,
One
maybe.
injury and like you're forgotten. You're completely forgotten.
Exactly. Started off strong his rookie year, got hurt, and then pretty much didn't play all of last year. And then he comes back this year and he looks
Yeah,
solid
so
again, and then
he looked
boom,
good, and then yeah.
yeah. So
I
yeah,
mean,
prayers up
it
to
sucks
him.
to say,
Hopefully he can
but
come back
like in
strong.
that system, I don't think the Ravens are gonna be too like they still got some. They got what's his name?
Justice Hill,
Justice Hill. They have another running back. Like
Gus
just pretty.
Gus Edwards.
Gus Evans, yeah. Like
Yeah,
so,
they
like
they got some guys, but it
they
just
got guys, but it just sucks for him. It just sucks.
Dobbins was the most talented out of the bunch to me, and yeah, it's still a loss for them, but it's mostly a loss for him because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like a
So
career altering
like
injury.
running backs, man. Like you have 1,000 yard running back like Jordan Howard, and then he gets hurt, and then he's
Exactly,
like
yeah. And then he's like
Bobby
signed for the
J.
minimum.
John, like it's just
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Guys like there's so many
Running back.
running backs that are good. And it just Philip Lindsay, man, like he was a 2-time
Yeah, he's in
thousand
the
yard running back,
XFL
and
now.
yeah, like it just sucks, man. It sucks for running back.
Yeah,
There's just so
yeah,
many good running backs that like if they get hurt, then there's a younger running back that you could sign.
yeah. They just move
It's just,
on. Like it's
yeah,
over.
and
I can
it's
understand
unfortunate.
the running back frustration just in general. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, like with
that's
guys not
just
getting paid.
yeah,
But this is why. This is why they don't last very long, unfortunately.
it's
Like
unfortunate.
that's why, you were talking about Nick Chubb earlier. The fact that he never gets hurt and how consistent he is,
And he
that's
had that
huge.
crazy injury in college. Didn't he have like
Yeah, he had a horrible injury in
yeah,
college where
he
yeah, his knee pretty much was inside out. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Nah,
the fact that
that's
he's
what
come
I'm a
back
big
strong after
matchup.
that
Good,
is huge.
good
Yeah,
one.
he's pretty much their whole offense because they can't really pass the ball that
Well,
well. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, they were getting looks though. Like, so I think in better conditions, the Browns offense is going to open up for sure a lot more.
I agree. I agree. I still
Like,
like what they got. Amari
right,
Cooper and Elijah Moore and guys like that.
Cooper got hurt, but I don't know if he came back. Did you see that?
I don't know. I haven't heard
No.
anything about it, so I doubt it's anything serious. So
Yeah, hopefully
too
it's
bad,
nothing
Sam.
serious. No,
But
but interesting week one. Very
for
interesting.
sure, for sure. It was a little slow. Start off a little slow with the morning games, but I think it picked up a little bit with the afternoon games. And then I think
Yeah,
Sunday
it was
night
a
was a
snoozer.
blowout. And then
Yeah, that was bad.
Monday start off boring but ended
Slow and it
well.
got interesting towards the
Exactly.
walk off punt return. Did we
Punter,
even
I
talk
know,
about
bro.
that? That was
We
crazy.
didn't even talk about that
We
because
didn't
we
even
were
say
so
it. We just said it was crazy because that just happened.
yeah.
So like, yeah,
We were more focused on like the Rodgers
yeah,
aspect
which
of it
sucked.
and
Yeah,
Josh Allen's turnovers. But yeah, that punt return. I can't remember the last time a game ended with the punt return. It was Marcus
fucking
Jones
Patriots
last year.
Jets.
Yeah, last year. So,
Oh
but
man,
yeah, most games don't end like that. So, like
do you
for
think Zach Wilson
walk
is
off.
starting next week?
Oh yeah,
Like,
like I don't know if you already saw the report. They fear it's an Achilles tear.
no, I'm saying
Like
like, do you think they try to get someone else, like trade for like a Teddy Bridgewater or something?
no,
He
no,
just yeah,
I
okay.
don't. The thing is, he's still the second overall pick.
He has
Um,
talent, like he
he,
has a great arm, but bro, he's so dumb. Like,
yeah, that pick. Oh my god, I was like, bro, where are you even going? Like that's his problem. He's just got to clean that stuff up. But you
it's
saw at
easier
the
said
end,
than
they did
done,
not
man.
trust
Yeah.
him, bro. They
No,
just three
they were
straight
running.
runs, kicked the
Yeah.
field goal. Yeah, they didn't trust him. So that says a lot how they feel about him. But
Hey,
the
New
bottom line is,
York, call the Saints. James Winston, second round pick. Hey,
okay, buddy.
let's talk.
Okay, buddy. You
Let's
wish.
talk.
Okay,
Let's talk.
I'm saying he still knows their system, so I
No,
think they're going to stick with
bro,
him.
Salah was like, fuck, I did not think this dude was ever starting for me again, bro. He saw,
Yeah, he's probably. You saw
and
his
this
face
also,
after. He's
yeah,
like,
no,
dude.
this affects the Packers because they had that like that Rodgers had to play like 70% of the snaps,
Oh yeah,
so
he ain't getting that now.
yeah, he's
Yep.
not getting that shit.
But
So
yeah,
if they're really bad, they could get Caleb or Drake May or what's his name, Deion Sanders' son,
Shador.
Shador. Yeah.
Yeah, Shador Sanders. I don't think they're going to be that bad though. In order to get
But
one of those guys,
there's like six quarterbacks that people are talking
that's
about.
true. People are
So
saying it's
like
a stack draft. But it always says it's a stack draft, but
yeah,
only
well
like two
like
guys end up being good.
everyone's supposed to
You
be
know,
like a
so
hit,
I think
and
Caleb
then
Williams is definitely going to be one of the guys that are good. But
no he I think
it's like
Caleb will.
a crapshoot after that.
I've seen his highlights and I'm like, I get that. That guy's different. That guy's different. He's a
Yeah,
little
he's like
short though. I feel like no one
he's
talks about
short.
like he's kind of short, but no one
He's only
talks
like
about
six
that.
foot.
Yeah.
He's only like 6 foot, but he's stocky at least.
I feel
Like
like
he's
he's
not
like
like
Kyler
Barzell.
Murray or like a little bit bigger, like
Yeah,
stockier.
Kyler is kind of the guy that helped guys like Caleb Williams out for the future. You know what I mean? Because
As that was Russell Wilson.
okay, yeah, but still, he was like a third round pick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he still
Oh
like
yeah, like if
the
you're talking about
fact
like
that
go high,
we got Baker Mayfield too. The fact that we
yeah,
got
yeah.
Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray back to back years as the number one pick is huge because
You,
that's two undersized guys, right? But Caleb Williams, like he gets the Mahomes comparisons, and a bunch of guys have gotten it. Basically, any light skinned quarterback who can throw far gets the Mahomes comparison.
I feel like
But
I haven't really heard of Mahomes comparison until Caleb Williams. I feel like
no, Jordan Love was getting it. Trey Lance was
really.
getting it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, basically just because they're light skinned.
I don't remember
That's the
that.
only
To be
reason.
honest, I don't remember that.
Um, but yeah, like Caleb Williams looks like the true Mahomes comparison, and I'm not gonna say he's gonna be Mahomes, but
Yeah, you
talent
don't want to
wise,
say
this
that.
dude looks like
No, his arm
unreal.
is crazy, dude.
So yeah, I'm excited for him, and just the quarterback class. We'll cover all that when we get to. You know, what I mean, we're gonna have
Yeah,
the NFL draft, shit, all that. Oh, you know. But yeah, man, I think that's about it, man. I think we covered
yeah.
everything.
We'll talk about like dates and we'll go over the week two predictions next show and
Of course.
any news. I'll let you know. I'll let you
Yeah,
know.
man.
We should include anything, but I don't know. That was a cool little hour pod.
Yes,
Crazy
sir.
week one, man. Crazy. I did not see a lot of these games going the way they went.
Me too. Me too. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Join us on Wednesday night. And yeah, man, stay in. We're gonna have to do that,
Yeah.
whole song and dance. But yeah, all right. So